Hey everyone, Mendogs here, and welcome to another MSF video. So I thought I'd start this channel with doing some introduction videos, so sort of explain and how the game works, the different areas for the game, and we'll do a couple of series. So the next video in this series will be talking about legendaries, so how to get legendaries, because this game is a real focus on legendaries. Another reason why I'm doing this is, like myself, a lot of us are coming from Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. And it's a fantastic game to sort of just jump in and play. Very free to play. However, you do get that bonus if you're willing to spend money. So I'd just like to take you through the UI today. So this is just an introduction video. I'm going to just take you through the UI, sort of explain sort of the different areas, and then later on in the series we'll sort of break down all those areas. So as we look at the UI right now, we've got in the top left-hand corner your player level. Your player level goes through with, as you can see, the experience points next to it underneath my name. The experience points is just by playing the game, and that's how you level up. Your player level is how high your characters can actually level up to. And so we'll go through the roster in a second, and you'll be able to see that my characters will be tapped out at 68, and as that progresses through, you can increase your levels higher. Point to note that as it stands right now, the highest level in the game is level 75. As we move through the top, you've got your gold and your power cores and your energy. So your energy you use throughout the campaigns, as you can see in the front there. Your power cores is a way to buy either orbs or resources, and you acquire them through a couple of ways in the game. A lot of it's through achievements, but you can also buy them. And gold, which is probably the hardest resource in the world to get in this game, and if you're coming from Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes where we're just rolling in the cash, this doesn't happen in this one. You've really got to make sure that you're not spending your money on just willy-nilly crappy teams. And then you've got the settings in the top hand corner there. On the side there, you've got your roster, which again, that's all your characters that you've unlocked. Your supplies, which are all your different stores. Your achievements, your inbox, so that's how you send in messages in game, and that's also how the developers send you updates and stuff throughout the game. And then we also have the offers tab. So offers are usually updated at server reset, which for me in Australia is 10 a.m. and for Americans, which is what we're sort of basing off, is at 5 p.m. And then you have the chat function down here. So we're going to go through the rosters, sort of breakdown for you. I'm going to have a lot of comparisons to Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes because a lot of my friends and people that I know are moving over from Star Wars Galaxy. We're still playing that, but moving over to a different sort of game. So I'll have a bit of a comparison there for you. So here's the roster. You can have all your favorite heroes in the game, like Mystique. She's pretty good. She's not my favorite. One of my favorites who I really wanted for ages was Symbiote Spider-Man, because I've got the comic book 300, which is the first time they introduced Venom into the comic book. So for me, it's a bit of a personal thing, and there's no real wrong way to play this game. There is a efficient way, and then there's a way just how you want to play, right? So you collect whoever you want. So we'll go through, we'll choose Loki, and we'll go through the UI of this. So on the left-hand side, you've got abilities, and it goes from basic, special, ultimate, and then passive. And every single character has this. However, they are locked into certain tier levels. So you need at least tier 4, which is your gear level in Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes, to be able to unlock the passive and the ultimate. So just keep that in mind when you unlock a character. If you don't have access to all of that, it's because of the gear level. So they've got T4s, which are ability mats in Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes, and there's multiple levels. So level 1, you'll see that. So it goes green, blue, purple, orange. T1, T2, T3, T4. You can get these through the raids, which we'll go into a bit later. And so you've got the purple and mats is sort of what I'm at for this ability, and these are the T4s. So if you think about it in Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes terms, T4s are like Zetas. It looks like they're harder to get in this game. However, you end up racking up a lot if your guild is doing a lot of raids. As I mentioned before, the player level is what actually determines how far you can level up your characters. So this character, Loki, is at level 60. See how I can only get to level 68. However, the resources is what's going to hold me back, which, as I said, gold is a big one in here. So we move the slider to say 61. These are our training modules, and that's how much it requires for me to move up to the next level. So if I click that, I would spend 118,000 to level them up to 1. What does that achieve? Well, let's find out. So I just leveled them up 1 level, and this is the increase that we get from this. So he has a health increase. So health is how much hit points they have. Damage is obviously how much damage they're doing. Armor is the reduction of damage from a certain character. Focus is like potency in Star Wars, where it's how much your debuffs are going to land, the percentage sort of thing. And resistance is how much you're going to stop it, so tenacity in Star Wars level. And then you got your power level there, so a little bit of an increase for that level 1. The big increases are to level 60, 71, and then 75 are the big increases. So when you hit 75, which is, to put it in perspective, to get to 1 to 60, so the cost for that is the exact same as from 60 to 75. In the middle here, we've got the gear. So, there's different items that you're required to build together to make the one item. And then on the right-hand side there, it shows you what the stats actually increase. Rule of thumb, the bottom 2 ones are the best pieces to equip. So, this gives you an extra 1,500 health, and this one gives you 160 damage. Power levels at the top, so that's a combination of all your abilities, your tier, and your levels. And as we showed before, when I upgraded this character, they have all the stats there, so you can actually look through and, it's got the actual raw stats of the health, damage, armor, crit damage, stuff like that. And at the bottom there, you've got the star count. So it's 1 to 7, and then you've got this thing called red stars. So the higher they are for gold stars, as we call it, they're going to do more damage, they're going to be more resistant, and then red stars is an additional bonus to that. Red stars are an RNG fest. Fortunately, I have 1 red star. I've only been playing for a couple of months, but it's hard to actually get the ones that you want. And we'll go through the store of how you can actually sort of tailor the ones you get. But as you can see with the red stars, it gets a huge bonus on all your stats. And that's pretty much does all the characters. As I said, they've all got the same sort of thing, so different abilities and stuff like that, different levels. Down here, you've got your favorites button and your versus battle. So in this one, in this game, we have live PvP, which is absolutely awesome. So we've got the stores. This is our main store. We go through offers. As I said, these change usually on a daily basis, and you can get some really good. You can get some really good deals here. You can get some real trash deals. I recommend if you want to see what deals are good or not. Mobile Gamer does a Live 5 News one, and he reviews all these offers. The difference, I guess, is he's very end game. I'm kind of in the early mid game sort of thing. So what works for him will probably work for me, but what doesn't work for him probably works for me too. So just something to keep in mind. As I was talking about power cores before, here's the store to actually buy some power cores. And they've got different prices. As I was talking about before with the power cores, you can buy these things called orbs, which has a random drop of, premium orbs have character shards, the red orbs, give you the promotions for the red stars. And you've got this trove of different ones. And they usually got some specials and stuff like that to sort of what you get. Ultimus is the same as what General Grievous used to be with the shard shop. And so once you unlock a character 7 stars, you start earning shards. You chuck them in the Ultimus orbs. And very shortly, there should be an Ultimus store. So we presume, we don't know yet, but we presume that you'll be able to buy gear through that too. Kind of like how Star Wars Galaxy is. Then you got the supplies. Buy gear for money. You can get some character shards for power cores, and then you've got some other gear like the one on the left there, the Advanced Isolated System, we can buy for power cores. So nothing too different. We've got the Blitz store. So Blitz is another game mode, which I'll show you later. It's essentially using your entire roster to do battles, get points, and then you actually earn some credits towards these characters. And they've got different ones. We'll go through them in more depth in a video. So I'll talk about the Blitz, and we'll have a video on Blitz and what you should be farming from each store. However, today's just a quick one. We've got the raid. So usually you can do 2 raids a day, depending on how good your alliance is. Alliance is like guilds in Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. And as you go through here, you can sort of buy it. And again, we'll be doing another video about sort of what you should be spending, what is the most efficient way to be spending your credits in this, and who you should be aiming for. As I talked about before with the Red Stars, this is the store for Red Stars where you can actively buy certain characters that you want. So it sort of goes up with one being one of these promo credits. You can earn them through events. You can earn them by buying them. Not that I would recommend that. By this. So with your tokens, I would always recommend getting the elite orb of whichever one you can. However, we'll go through that through another video. So you get the different game modes. You got challenges just like Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. They're a set of different. You can get ability mats. You can get train modules. You can get orb fragments and some gear, gold, stuff like that. And they rotate around, as you can see there. Sunday, Thursday, Friday is when train day is. You got the arena, very much like Star Wars, except the best thing about this one is you can set it to defense. So, in Star Wars, and if you're new to this sort of game, sort of structure, sometimes a really good team on offense doesn't mean it's really good on defense. So it's really good to see in arena that we can have a team that is really good at holding your rank, and then have another one. So, for example, the best team at the moment is Black Order with Thanos. Thanos becomes empowered, gets the Infinity Gauntlet, just wrecks face. It's a global payout, so unlike Star Wars where there's different times, the entire world essentially gets paid out. Has its pros and cons, and then you can see there with my rank. And depending on where you place is depending on what rewards you get. You got them there with the power cores and stuff. So focus very heavily on your arena team should be the primary focus, and then move on to your raid teams. But again, we'll do another video on that later. This is just a quick introduction. We got milestones in this game, so they've got different events. So these ones just ended, of course, but World War, it's a constant thing that happens. It's dependent on how many battles you do for your entire alliance. So this game, unlike Star Wars, it's really based on like being an efficient alliance together. The raids are different too. You can't just solo the raids. You need your alliance to be able to work together so you can actually get that finishing the raids. Events tab, so everything that's coming into the game or what's just recently ended. Really, really cool. This is your first legendary you're going to get. Again, the next video we'll talk about legendaries, but Iron Man's your first legendary. Starts instantly starting the game, and you will need shield characters to be able to unlock him. He's unfortunately one of the weakest legendaries. However, as a fan favorite of Iron Man, it's pretty cool just to have him in my roster. We've got the campaigns. There's a few different campaigns, and there's a new campaign being brought out called iOS 8. iOS 8, in Star Wars terms, is like mods, except they've been really careful not to essentially ruin this. So ISO 8's more going to be like gear. So it's not going to touch speed, which in a turn-based game is super efficient. And it looks really exciting. Comes out about the end of September. So we've got different campaigns. The Heroes campaign is you have to use the good guys. So it's kind of like the light side in Star Wars. Villains is like the dark side. Nexus you can chuck into anyone you want. It's a bit harder than the Heroes and Villains. And obviously this is where you farm gear and shards. So for example, if I wanted to do this is how I would be farming to get Falcon. Cosmic, you only need you need to use Cosmic characters. There's tags in the characters, and you can sort of go through who you need for that. A little bit harder and it's not super early end game, depending if you're going to spend, because Cosmic and Mystic characters are not hard to get, but they're a bit more end than that. We have Blitz, so as I said, you have the entire roster go through it. Sundays is you can get red orbs and blue orbs, and then the rest of the time, this is how you get characters. So, Gravitron was the last one we did, and you get certain rewards from that. So, one is 295 shards to max out a character. 7 is 300 shards. So it's a bit more shards than Star Wars, but it seems to be the drop rates are a bit better. Blitz is one of my favorite sort of game modes because it's really cool to have your entire roster and you just go through the different teams. So we'll quickly just show you sort of, especially for those with Star Wars. So this is your save squads. I have my save squads in my Blitz teams, but they tend to flow over to War, which is another game mode. So I just select anyone, doesn't really matter. and then you can change your teams through this. This red stars is you can only use 4 to 7 stars. However, normally you can use any part of your roster. So it's only the red stars that have that limit of 4 to 7 stars. Alliance is like a guild. The difference between Star Wars and this is there's only 24 members. As I said, there's a real emphasis on Alliance members working together. So you get your tickets. You can go through, how many raids people are doing, what's their collection power, and sort of work out, is everyone sort of leveling up and stuff like that. So as you can see there, I'm about mid in this alliance. Strong team power. So it's a really good way to sort of get a quick overview of your alliance. Alliance donations. So this is something that isn't in Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. It's really important too. And again, we'll go in more detail in another video, but every day you do the donations and they have the Stark Tech. Stark Tech is how you level up your characters, which is pretty cool. So, the Tag Tech, which is currently 9%, so it increases all my tech characters by 9% for their health, which is, a really cool thing that you just keep leveling up as you play. Alliance Wars, kind of like territory wars. It's one alliance against the other. There's we're in helicarriers, which is pretty cool. You change the rooms around. Rooms have different bonuses and stuff like that. You set your defenses. It's a bit more interesting, a bit more. You've really got to think about what you're doing because there's different bonuses. So like engineering has, also, Medbay gets 40% all health for the defending allies. Engineering currently applies defense up to defend allies on adjacent rooms. So placement of your rooms is important, and we'll go through that at in a later video, just for people who maybe don't understand, because I've got a lot of people who are coming over to this game from Star Wars, and it's a little different. It is a little different, so it's good to have these videos to help you through that transition. And then we've got the raids. So there's two types of raids. There's the Ultimates raids and the Strike raids, which is your Alpha, Beta, Gamma. These are just really for ability mats. A lot easier than the normal raids. And then you've got the Ultimates raids. We currently use 6. It goes 1 to 7, and then 7 has an increase in difficulty. 7 is the end game. You need multiple teams. It's relatively hard. As I said, the raid system is different to Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. It's not like I have Supreme Leader Kylo Ren and I'll just clear the Heroic Sith raid. I need my entire alliance to really be working towards that 100%. So the different tiers, so I get more if, we do 30%, these are the rewards we get. If we get over 60%, we get better rewards. 100%, we get even better rewards. So working as a team there. Divided into 3 strike teams. I choose this one, and instead of it being like I would say Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes is like a cinematic raid. This is you go through your different nodes. They have different things that you see on the side there. That's the enemies you're going to be fighting. That's the rewards you get for each node you complete. So it's not only helping out the alliance for doing the most nodes you possibly can, it also helps you when you're getting all these rewards. Another good thing about this, unlike Star Wars, is that I've got a couple of mates who have just started. They're like level 35. Raids are unlocked, but they can't do anything. Doesn't matter. They will still get these rewards, even if we can complete more than what they can. So it's really good to be able to bring your mates in and be able to help them through this progress. So that about wraps it up today. That's just a quick introduction. Dark Dimensions is endgame. We'll talk about that in another video. That is, you won't be touching that for a while. That unlocks to level 65. So we'll be doing the next one on about legendaries, how to farm them, because legendaries in this game are super important, super important. So anyway, hope to catch you on the next one. If you did like this video, hit the like button, subscribe, leave us a comment down below, and we'll see you in the next video. And as always, see you later.